Hey guys, it's Kelsey here, your best friend on the homestead from roughandtumblefarmhouse.com. Even though there's still snow on the ground, I'm out here at the garden making my plans, and in doing so, I'm also going through all of my seeds, getting them all lined up. And when I was going through my seeds, I came across this seed packet of snap peas that is from 2019. Now, the question is, are these seeds still good? I'm sure you've done this before. As gardeners and farmers, we tend to kind of hoard and collect seeds, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, I don't have room for that seed this year. So it just goes back in the seed container, and before you know it, you have seeds that are 5, 6, 7. The oldest seeds I have ever found in my collection were like 10 years old. And the question is, are they still gonna work? So what I'm gonna show you today in this video is how we can test our seeds to get an idea of if they're going to grow or not. Now, I'm very lucky. My friend Zach Page, who I interviewed in a different video, I will link that in the description box. He has his own seed company and he's a seed expert. So I got on the phone with him and asked him what is the best way to test the viability of these seeds, because the last thing you want to do is put all these seeds in the ground, wait for them to germinate, nothing happens. You've lost a week, 2 weeks, depending on how long the germination is, because those seeds just weren't going to work. So we'll head in the house here and I will show you how to test your seeds for viability. Okay, so this is a very simple process. So I've got my seeds here from 2019 and I have quite a few of them in here. Ideally, the more seeds you can test, the better, but I'm gonna do just 10 of these, I think, and see how they do. That also makes the math really easy. We'll talk about in a sec. Here I have a paper towel that is, it's damp and a little bit wet. Like if I squeeze it, here, I'll put it by the microphone. you can hear it's a little bit gushy, but not like sopping wet. So I'm going to lay out my towel. I might do it this way. And then the next thing we are going to need is just a basic plastic bag. I'm going to take out 10 of these seeds. And then we are going to lay them in our paper towel. Okay, I've got 10 in there. There we go. Get them into frame. And then we are just gonna roll them up in a little tube here. Perfect. And then from there, we're stick them in our plastic bag, like so. And when you roll them up, you don't want them like too tight. Some people also just kind of like fold it over a few times. I'm doing kind of a tube rolling method to make sure that they're really surrounded by good moisture here. I'm going to stick them in our plastic bag and seal it up tight. The next place we're going to go, we're going to stick this on top of the fridge and we're going to leave it there for several days. And we can check and see what our germination is on the peas. Now, some seed packets will say on there how long until they germinate. I mean, these are 63 days to maturity, but this doesn't say that I saw how long until it takes them, or how long it takes them to germinate. But I did look it up and it is 6 to 17 days. So look up for your particular seed, how many days it takes to germinate. So I will probably check on these around day 6. I'll put a little note on my calendar or a reminder in my phone to check on them, and we'll just see if anything's starting to sprout. And then we'll just kind of repeat that process. I will keep an eye on the bag and make sure that it is staying moist. It should be just fine in here like this. If I need to add like a couple of drops of water, I can certainly do that. So if I have to do that, I'll show you the process as it goes. But otherwise, I'm mostly going to put these on top of the fridge because it's nice and warm up there, and forget about them. Okay, so it has been about a week, and here they are. I did a couple days in. I opened the bag and put just a few little drops of water in there because the towel looked a tiny bit dry. So I have not opened this, and I'm doing this one-handed. My camera tripod is currently MIA. So trying to keep this in frame, Kelsey. Keep it in frame. So it has been, like I said, I think it's 6 or 7 days we're at. So I'm just going to open this up and we'll see what we can see. If we've got anything happening. I think we maybe do, which is good. Good news, because I'm definitely seeing some little green sprouts, I think. Oh my gosh, lots of green sprouts. Holy cats, look at this. Oh, I'm so glad All right, well, this viability is incredible of this seed. I'm so glad I tested it, because if I hadn't, I might have thought, oh, this seed is 5 years old. But I think we have 100%. We have a 100%. Let me move the camera. 100% germination rate. So all of these, sweet, this one even like really took off. Holy cow, look at that guy. It's got like an extra little leg. Ooh, come on out. Under there even. So let's say though, however, I'm just gonna leave that guy in there. He's determined to stay put. So you can see every single one of our seeds incredibly has germinated. So even though it's a small sample size, it would be 100% germination rate. Because we just did 10 seeds, you can also very simply do simple math to make it a really easy germination rate. So let's say that these 3 hadn't germinated, nothing happened, but these 7 did, it would be a 70% germination rate. Or if 5 of them had and 5 hadn't, there'd be a 50% germination rate. So it's up to you how you want to go forward in terms of using seeds. Once you figured out their germination rate, if you have a 50% germination rate, then maybe instead of planting 1 seed in each spot, you plant 2 seeds. But for this test, this worked out awesome. And I'm actually, I'm not going to eat these just because if you're going to eat sprouts of some kind, they should be tested, the seeds themselves, for E. coli and stuff. So I will just feed these to my chickens. They will love a lovely little sprouted pea as a snack. But yeah, look at that. So cool. So that, very simply, is how you test for germination. Now you know how to check your seeds. It's a very simple process. It's even something kind of fun to do with your kids. You can see the little seeds sprouting. I think it's always a good idea to test your seeds, at least older seeds, before you plant them. Again, like I said, the viability is usually a couple of years where they're still good, longer for bigger seeds. If it turns out they have a pretty low viability, you can just toss them in your compost, feed them to your chickens, let your kids play with them or something. There's a lot of different things you can do with them if they don't work. But hopefully your test came back great, and now you've got some seeds you can put in the garden you maybe wouldn't have otherwise. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here next week for more, oh my gosh, for more from our Rough and Tumble farmhouse, and hopefully not more from that rooster. He's so rude today.